So, made a YouTube video last night showing y'all the situation that was going on Facebook with the young female, and I understand it was a little bit too harsh. Andrew, you didn't say it in a nice way. You wasn't polite. You didn't cut no slack, no break. You didn't really leave her no way out. And you didn't send no money via Cash App, Zelle, or any of those things like that. And I understand. And that's because she's a cash truck driver. This is not a lease driver. She said this was her truck. On top of it being her truck, some of y'all were telling me she's a fleet owner, so she got multiple trucks. I don't know if that's the case or not, but all I know is she said this was her truck, so she should know better. But if she don't know better, us cash truck drivers, this is when we huddle up. We not come back over here, come huddle up. Ain't no reason a cash truck driver should be doing any type of complaining. No type of complaining whatsoever, because first of all, you was able to save up the $15,000 to $25,000 to buy this truck, but you operating the truck with $0 in the bank account? What do you mean you got bills and stuff? You don't know how you gonna pay the bills, and how was you paying the bills when you was saving the money up to buy the truck? We ain't gonna talk about her situation. I'm about to get back in trucking in about 30 days with a 1997 Freightliner Classic XL, pushing that great 12.7 Detroit 60 series, and I may be pulling reefer, not too sure yet, but you know, you guys will find out whenever you find out. Whenever you see me, when the truck is moving, I'm hooked to a trailer and it's loaded, at that point it's too late. I done gave you all of 2025. If you was gonna try to catch up, get your authority, buy 3 trucks, whatever the case may be, when my trucks start moving, it's too late. At that point it's too late, because I'm going on to the next goal. My next goal is not to buy a 4th truck, not to buy a trailer. My next goal is something outside of trucking. You just keep watching. So I just keep watching. So, since I'm getting ready to get back into trucking, we can talk more about my operation, that 12.7. Before I decide to take off, number one, you gotta have a goal. What is the purpose in getting in the truck? There's gotta be a purpose, and the answer is not, man, I'm just looking to pay bills. If I'm just driving a semi-truck to pay bills, you got Walmart, McDonald's, Target, and every other place around here. Not only can you pay your bills just like everybody else that work there, they taking care of their family, but are you, Mr. Truck Driver, are you taking care of your family on the road? Oh yeah, you spending the bread, but you ain't there. They there. If that's the only goal. If the goal is just to pay bills, wrong profession. You didn't pick the wrong profession. Oh, it's almost 3 o'clock. I gotta go to Mr. Charlie's, huh? Damn, 2:30. Can I make it quick? First thing is, I try to have a goal. Okay, when I get in this truck, we're gonna save X amount of dollars to go and do this outside of trucking. That's number one. Number two, I understand it's a 1997 truck with a 12.7 engine. My engine got 2.5 million miles on it. So the first thing I think about is, okay, if I start running in December, what parts on that engine do I want to replace that'll carry me through all of 2026? So right off the top, turbo. The turbo has been the same turbo since I bought it in 2022. So I'm looking at, okay, probably best to go ahead and replace the turbo. I know the turbo is about $1,000, either on ATL Diesel or Momentum Works or PDI Diesel, one of them 3 websites. Get the turbo, or of course the dealership, but that may be more than $1,000. I don't have a stock turbo, but if I want to get a manifold with the turbo, manifold about $1,700, $1,800. I'm not looking to get a manifold though. I ain't trying to be fancy with it. I'm not trying to, I don't have a race truck. I'm not looking to race another truck driver. That's not what I'm just looking to go down the road with as little breakdowns as possible and bring in the maximum income, okay? So put a new turbo in. That'll help me when I'm going through the mountains on the East Coast or the West Coast, okay? The radiator. I don't know if it's the original radiator. It could be. It probably ain't the original radiator. I know my radiator and my turbo setup can pull Pennsylvania, West Virginia, that whole East Coast. So how do I know that? Because I already did that. I used to work the oil field up there. However, if I go to California and Fancy Gap and Devil's Canyon or whatever all the mountains is called, it's a little bit more steeper. Putting a new turbo on, that's going to help a little bit, but more, the best thing to do is to put a new radiator in, brand new, maybe a 8-core radiator, 4-core, 8-core, whatever. I don't be remembering cores like that, maybe 12-core. I don't remember. I'll figure all that out later. New radiator, new turbo, a good air-to-air, you know, dang, I can't remember all the components of the truck, but that whole entire, you know, turbo system, everything dealing with that. Hide that up, hide the radiator good, new radiator hoses, good to go. We'll be able to pull. It's a 12/7. We can go all on the West Coast. But am I looking to go to the West Coast? Not during the wintertime. I'm not going to Oregon. Not with my truck. I'm not going to Oregon with my truck, a leased truck, or a company truck. The hell is over there in Oregon besides $1.85, $1.50, $1.40 freight? What else is over there in Portland, Oregon where I need to go? Not a damn thing. What's up there in Tacoma, Washington? It's a lot up there in Tacoma, Washington. If you're a reefer driver, yeah, you got shrimp, apples, whole lot of stuff coming up off that free fresh seafood. But do I need to be up there? I'll go up there. I'll go up there if the money was right. Oregon, not really no reason for me to go. California, I mean, I watch Interstate maybe. I see he got his 2004 up in California. So I had to figure out if he just legitimately just cruising down Interstate entering, or is he coming down through freaking the top part of California and sneaking in through the back? Because I know you can come in that way versus going through like Las Vegas and trying to enter that way. That super scale gonna bust you coming through I-10. But do I even want to do OTR? I don't mind the driving. What makes me okay with the miles? The goal. The goal is the whole reason I'd be willing to go out there and run wherever, whenever, however. The goal. Now, if the goal is to pay bills, ain't nowhere in the hell. If the goal is to pay bills, I'm just all flatland. Yeah, I'm just trying to pay bills. How much are the bills? What we need to come up with? $4,000 a month? I might as well just run back and forth to Texas. Just run back and forth to Texas. Maybe run Texas up to Chicago, back down here, you know, Chicago to Atlanta, that's a good lane. Maybe Chicago to Florida, you know, find a load from Florida to Georgia, come across to Alabama, come back to Tennessee, be done with it. That's paying bills right there. Going all over the globe, that ain't paying no bills. There need to be a specific goal. See? So, I get on atldiesel.com. I look at all the parts dealing with a 12.7 engine. I'm looking at the overhaul kit. I'm looking at turbos, exhaust manifolds. I'm looking at cylinder heads. I'm getting prices. I'm understanding how much an oil pump and a water pump costs. If I blow this is how much I'm expecting to spend. You know, the only thing I can't see on there is labor. That's the only thing I can't see. I already replaced the transmission, but I understand if I want to see how much a transmission costs, I can just go to Google, type in Eden Fuller 13-speed transmission, you know, look at all the going prices. They probably listed over there on eBay. Or I can just call any type of dealership with my VIN number and they'll tell me. But I'm not looking to get a transmission. I understand a clutch. If I need a clutch, a regular clutch, gonna be between $800 to $1,000. If I want one of them high performance, you know, clutches, $1,500. I don't think they've increased by then. I think it's still around $1,500. You know, but not looking to get a clutch, not looking to get a transmission. Tires, we are looking to get tires. That just depends on everybody's discounts, you know. I got an app I go through, Big Red Savings. I use that app for tires, probably running Yokohamas. But I get all these prices together before I even hit the road, okay? And 2 ways you could play it, you know? If you want to, like I said, run December, buy all these parts in the beginning and get them all put on, that's great. Or buy the parts, have them sitting at the house, buy the parts, put them underneath the bunk, you know, it's up to you. Or if you need to, part the truck, go be a company driver, because some of y'all, you know, maybe you got to save up the money. Go be a company driver all of December, get the parts that way. Whatever you got to do, okay? Everybody's different, but, you know, I don't even know if I'm going to be showing breakdowns in 2026, because I'm kind of in between. I don't want people to be discouraged, because a lot of you people may be new to trucking, and I understand a lot of people think trucks don't break down. They get into trucking and they shocked that they truck, you know, then pop the tire, or you going through like what Monroe going through. His truck derated just like the girl on Facebook last night. Her truck derated. And depending on how they come out of them situations, they'll look at me like, man, Andrew, I don't understand, man. You know, I just got a bill $4,800 because my truck derated, and here you are with a 1997. I know when you break down your truck bill, you know, $90,000. I'll give y'all a quick, because I got to go. Yeah, I got to go. Which engine can do 4 million miles? With everything on the truck 100% stock, can a 1997 Freightliner Classic, with everything stock, now you can go buy all new parts. It's gotta be the stock components though. Put the truck together. You can do rebuilds, you can do overhauls, you can swap the transmission, swap the clutch, swap the tires, but as long as you're just putting OEM parts back on, you ain't modifying nothing. Can a 1997 pushing a 12.7 or a 14 liter or an N14 Cummins or any type of cat engine, can that go 4.5 million miles? That setup right there. Like I said, there's gonna be some overhauls in there, probably 4 overhauls every 1 million miles, versus a truck between 2012 to about 2020, stock DD15 or its 15 Cummins or pack car. Which one of them trucks can go 4.5 million miles if everything, like I said, you can't modify nothing? Ain't no deleting the truck. Which one can go 4.5 million miles? The 1997 can go 4.5 million miles. The newer trucks between 2012 to 2020, the engine with rebuilds can make it 4.5 million miles. However, the DEF system, the DPF, and all that emissions is not gonna make it 4.5 million miles. So then the question becomes, okay, if I put on a new OneBots DEF system, if I play that game, can I then make it to 4.5 million miles? I don't have the answer to that question because I don't know nobody that did it so far. But I do know the trucks without the emissions, as long as the block don't blow a hole, we can keep rebuilding that engine and going down the road. Like I said, my truck got 2.5 million miles on it. Do I tell y'all that? No, I don't tell y'all. I think I told y'all it's got a 500,000 miles or something. That's just to make y'all feel better. I don't want people knowing, you know, yeah, I'm pushing 2.5 million miles and I'm finna blow past y'all 2026. I don't want, why would I say that? Why would I say that? That ain't good. That's not good. Let me get on up out of here, man, before Mr. Charlie start blowing my phone up. I know Mr. Charlie just fired one of my brothers over there, and I don't want to be fired next, because Mr. Charlie, he ain't really taking care of the brothers like that right now. Mr. Charlie, you late, you any type of late, they firing your black ass. But I'm finna really tell Mr. Charlie, I quit! And get the hell on.